All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the very first video type that we're going to be discussing called the brand message video. Now, this type of video, the brand message video, is usually the most important type of video that the majority of your clients are going to need. There's not very many type of businesses and clients that don't need this type of video. Okay. So that's why we cover it first, because it's an easy sell. It's something to get the balls rolling. It's something for you to get your foot in the door with some big companies that'll pay you a lot of money, because the majority of them need this type of video. And what is it? Okay, so brand message video basically says what your brand's message is, right? So when a consumer is looking at your client's website or social media or wherever it is, they're going to be able to press play on a video and understand who your client is, what your client does, why they are of value to the consumer. Like why would that consumer buy from them as opposed to anybody else? So it really delivers all those answers. Kind of pre-framing the sale is what this is called. The consumer usually has questions in their head that they need to know before they move forward with somebody. Okay, if we can answer a lot of those questions before that person ever calls your client, or before that person ever emails your client, that is a good thing. Pre-framing the sale through a brand message video is absolutely huge. It helps out with conversions. It helps out reducing bounce rate on websites. Okay, keeping people on your website. If you're going to spend a lot of money on your website, if you're going to spend a lot of money to get people to your website, you need to make sure that they stay on your website and that they convert. Because if they're not converting, what's the point? Okay. Brand message video helps deliver that message so that your customers or your clients' customers don't have to scroll all kinds of places. They don't have to read a whole bunch of stuff. They just click play and get the information that they need. It's a very simple concept, but it's extremely important to have. We're actually going to talk about how to use a brand message video in conjunction with a few other different types of videos and kind of package and bundle things up, and really make it an effective sales and conversion strategy and tools that you can use as far as video assets are concerned to sell to some of your customers. I want to talk about something called the battle of two-thirds real quick. You might hear this. In fact, you will hear this throughout the course. And it has to deal with your ideal clients, okay, or your clients that are looking for your service. The most valuable clients that we have, or that your clients have, are the ones that are on an active search for your product or service. Okay, so if you have a client that's a roofing company, for example, and there's somebody out in the world that goes to Google and types in roofing company in my area, they know, that consumer knows that they are going to hire a roofer. They are looking for a roofer. They need a roofer. They are going to spend, or they want to spend their money on a roofer, and they are trying to find the right company to help them out. Okay, so it's extremely important that when they go to your client's website, that you are delivering, that video delivers all the information that consumer needs. Okay, the battle of two-thirds is basically this. Okay, research shows, and there's all this marketing. These giant marketing firms spend hundreds of thousands of dollars or even millions of dollars to kind of figure out consumer buying habits. And what we're finding, especially now in the 21st century, this late in the 21st century, is that consumers make the majority of their purchase decision based on what they see online. Okay, so about 65% of the purchasing decision is made based on what they see on their cell phone. Let that sink in. Okay, let it sink in even further. And this is something that you want to discuss with your clients or potential clients. Guess what? You have competition, Mr. Potential Client, Mrs. Potential Client. There's other people in your industry that want that person who is Google searching roofer in my area, right? So when they do that Google search, they're going to have a list of options. There's a good chance that they're going to go to 3 or 4 different websites trying to figure out who they want to call first, who is going to get their business first. The company or the business that kind of reaches that 2/3, right, kind of gains and earns that 2/3 of that consumer's decision-making process is going to get that first call, and they're going to have the best chance to close that business. Okay. So why is this important, right? Because if the consumer comes to your website or your client's website, that means that your client has a chance to get that business. But if your client never gets a phone call, it's because that consumer went somewhere else. They went to the competition. Let that sink in. And you'll never even know, right? They just came to the website and they bounced off. They did not stick around. The brand message video is designed, okay, in order for people to stay on your website, in order for people to convert into actual sales and leads. That's the whole purpose, to pre-frame the sale, to get them to go to a further action, calling or whatever it is, in order to move forward with business. Very, very important. Let's talk about some people who could actually use these type of videos, okay? And I want you guys to think big, okay? Service-based industries, a lot of times will need a brand message video, okay? And I'm talking about big service-based industries, places like primary care physicians, medical industry, like plastic surgeons, right? When you hear plastic surgeon, what do you automatically think? A lot of money, right? They want to make more sales, and if you bring them more sales and more leads, that's more money for you as a video production company, okay? These high-end home and commercial services, okay, especially ones that deal with insurance, right? Start thinking about it this way, like those roofing companies, those fire and water restoration companies, right? If a thunderstorm rolls through your town and super like hail damage, right, to all kinds of roofs, that roofing company wants to get in on that business. Why? Because that roof has to get fixed, and they are going to get reimbursed from the insurance company. That is going to happen, right? So if you're able to help them get more leads through an effective video strategy using a brand message video, that could be huge, huge, huge dollars in your pocket, in your production company, in their pocket, okay? Attorneys. Look, guys, attorneys make a lot of money, but they have a lot of competition, right? Attorney is one of those kind of industries where there's not a lot of trust, right? People don't like attorneys. There's that negative stigma around attorneys. Change that through the brand message video, delivering some like a genuine, authentic message that says who we are, what we do, why we do it, right? Builds up a lot of emotion, because people are emotional creatures. They make their decisions a lot of times based on emotion. Actually, more times than not, they'll make their decision based on emotion. Give a logical reason like why to go with that attorney as opposed to all the other attorneys. Attorneys kind of get a bad rap. Help an attorney change that. Find an attorney that has that will to actually want to help. And look, if they make a lot more money, you make a lot more money, okay? That's the brand message video. Start kind of, what I want you guys to do after all of these videos is write down a list of different industries that you might want to target, right? Write down a list of industries that you might already have connections in. You have no idea the type of connections that you already have through your family, through your friends, through people you've met. You never know. You might have somebody that knows a roofing company that doesn't have a brand message video. That is an easy video to sell. And like I mentioned, we're actually going to talk about this and how to bundle it up with a few other different types of videos. That really is just a stellar package to increase sales, increase conversions. So that's the brand message video, guys. Again, this is not intended, these videos are not intended to teach you how to create these videos. If you need examples, go search for them. Okay, YouTube has a million examples, right? They're called brand message videos. They're called branding videos, brand story videos, video business cards. There's all kinds of videos out there. Basically, all it is a lot of times just B-roll with a voiceover or B-roll with an interview, and that's basically it, guys. So that's it for brand message video. We'll go ahead and go into the next one, which is going to be testimonial videos.